Yeah, hi. Today I'll be showing Chitni Pitti in Konkani, or rather chutney powders in English. There are 3 or 4 types of chutney powders I'll be showing to you in my video today. One is a garlic chutney powder, one is a curry leaves chutney powder, one is a plain friedgram chutney powder, one is a Molgapodi, which is that Idli Podi, which you use for those idli, all those things. So I'm showing 4 chutney powders. Because lots of requests have come to me to show chutney powders and wet chutneys also, which I'll be showing in my future videos. Today I thought I'll show you chutney powder. So I've kept whole lot of ingredients here which are made in a little large quantity, because little of everything I will take and I will show the chutney powders. Because when we roast the copra and everything, curry leaves and all, little it's very difficult to show in the video. So what I thought, I'll roast the whole thing in bulk, but when I show you, I'll show you in little quantities, and in my recipe card I'll show you the exact quantity, so you can go ahead and do it. So shall we start preparing the chutney powders? I have roasted my dry copra, that is the dry coconut. I've grated them, and I've grated the copra, and I have nicely roasted it. You can see nicely roasted, light brown in color. I have curry leaves which I have again roasted. You can hear the sound. It's very crispy, roasted to crisp consistency. And then I have friedgram. I'm not in a habit of roasting the friedgram because it's already fried. So that I feel, where I'm concerned, the taste of the friedgram, when you roast it again, it will not have the exact friedgram taste. So what I do is I put it the way it is. And here for my Molgapodi, I've actually roasted urad dal, chana dal, til seeds, hing, everything together, and I have kept. But I'm showing you the ingredients. About half cup of chana dal, about 1 cup of urad dal, til seeds, and which I've roasted, and I've kept it here. This is the Amchur powder. Normally they used to put tamarind in olden days, and they used to roast the tamarind. But what I have observed is the tamarind sometimes in one side of the chutney powder only it remains, and directly you can taste it in your mouth. So what I have done is I have improvised, and I use Amchur powder. And then for the garlic chutney powder, I have kept raw garlic. I don't normally roast it. Some people roast and use it, but I prefer the taste of the direct garlic for my garlic chutney powder. So this is my garlic, and this is the red chilies roasted in oil. As you can see here, it is roasted. And most important ingredient which I missed is the hing, that is the asafoetida. I've nicely roasted and I've kept, and I'll use it how much ever I want. And I think I showed salt. And optional, the jaggery or sugar is optional. Some people like a little sweet in the chutney powders, but in my household, preferably we don't use sugar or jaggery. So it's up to you. If you want, you can add a little bit of that also. Leaves. So added about say 2 full handfuls like this, and I'm adding so much of asafoetida. If it is in the powdered form, you can add about 2 teaspoons, because the hing flavor, the asafoetida flavor is good. And now I'll be adding about 1.5 teaspoons of Amchur powder, and I'll be adding my friedgram. Friedgram, you can say about 2 cups. You can add 2 full cups. And now first I will grind this. Then now I add my red chilies also. And a tip from my side, this you can adjust the taste. So keep tasting as you grind the powders. If you feel anything is less, You can again add that and again grind and see that it comes to the perfect consistency. Because this is something like a little trial and error method. I'm adding salt also. About say 4 to 5 teaspoons. You can adjust the taste later. Now I'll be powdering it. Taste it. I'll taste my curry leaves, chutney powder. Yeah, it's perfect. So this is the curry leaves chutney powder. At this stage, you can do any changes. Add little chili powder if you're not having red chilies. Do any changes in this stage. You can make any type of adjustments. Now I'll show you plain friedgram chutney powder without much copra, which is one of my favorites because I have nostalgic childhood memories with this chutney powder. There was one of my grand aunt Anjan Pachi, my mother's aunt, who used to, prepare this friedgram chutney powder, which used to be very dry and it didn't have much of copra. But somehow I used to just love it. So after that, I have started to prepare and consume it. I just love this friedgram chutney powder. So for that, of course, she wouldn't add anything much, I think, but I have improvised. I'll add just a very little, say about very little, so maybe about half handful of curry leaves, and I'll be adding about 1 handful of red chilies, and then I'll be adding hing. I'll be adding Amchur powder, maybe a teaspoon, because it is basically a very dry looking chutney powder. For that, I'll be adding whole lot of maybe about 2.5 cups of friedgram. That's it. There's nothing else. Maybe you can add a little bit of copra, very little. And now I will make this chutney powder. So I will just grind and show it to you. Be adding salt, I forgot. About say 2 teaspoons. As you can see, this is about whitish, little yellowish, because it has only friedgram and red chili powder, hing, salt. It looks like this. It is a very dry looking chutney powder with very little copra. I'm sure my grand aunt Anjan Pachi, she's no more. She'll be happy that her granddaughter is carrying the legacy forward. It looks as though it looks like one little like an orphan because it doesn't have copra, but I like it. So you will see it is like this. It's very tasty. It's yum. You also please prepare this chutney powder. Now I'm going to taste it. Yeah, it's perfect. Now I'll be showing the Molgapodi, which is the Idli Podi. This recipe was given to me by my dearest best friend Girija. But I have a little improvised on this. I have added a little chana dal also. Otherwise, but this is the recipe which she had shared with me almost like 15 to 18 years back. So I am preparing this Molgapodi, which is nothing but idli podi. I have improvised a little. So I'll be adding a little curry leaves, very little, maybe 1 tablespoon or 1.5 tablespoon. I'm adding hing, a little bit of nicely hing flavor for this. So I'm adding a little bit of more hing. And this is the roasted urad dal, chana dal and til seeds. I'll be giving in the recipe card how much you have to put. So this I've roasted and kept. I'll be adding this. This is my version of Molgapodi. You can make changes. You can do anything. And then I'll be adding red chilies. This is a little spicier than the curry leaf chutney powder. So a little more, maybe 4 or 5 red chilies more I'll add. And little fried gram I will add always because it will nicely blend together. So maybe about 1 tablespoon of fried gram. And copra not necessary, but I'll just add maybe a teaspoon of copra. And Amchur powder. About say 1 teaspoon. So now I'll be powdering this idli podi. All this in my recipe card. I'll be giving my the measurements. I'm adding salt, maybe about two and a half teaspoons of salt. You can adjust later. So now I'll idli podi, that is the Molgapodi. You can see how it looks, quite light orangish in color. It will be slightly coarse than my curry leaves powder. I'll just taste it. It will be little spicier than the other two. Quite perfect. And the til flavor, roasted til seeds flavor, it's very nice. Now I'll be showing the garlic chutney powder. Why I am preparing the garlic chutney powder last is the garlic has a very strong flavor. So I prepared all the other chutney powders first and the garlic chutney powders last, so that the flavors and the aromas don't get mixed. So for this I'll be adding about 2 cups of fried gram. I'll be adding this also a little spicier than the other chutney powders because it is garlic chutney powder. So I'm adding about 20 red chilies, 15 to 20. And I don't roast garlic. I prefer to use it this way. That's I think how my grandmother used to prepare. I'm adding the garlic with the skin because I don't peel the skin also. So I'm adding about 18 to 15, I think it's about 15 pods of garlic. And then I'll be adding Amchur, maybe a teaspoon of Amchur, 1 to 1.5 teaspoons. I'll be adding about 2.5 to 3 teaspoons of salt. And for this also, first I'll grind this and then I'll be adding the copra. As you can see, I have this garlic powder with the fried gram I have already powdered. Now I'll be adding the copra. So maybe that I'll be adding about 2 handfuls. A little more than 2 handfuls. So I'll be powdering this. As you can see, this is my garlic chutney powder. I'll be tasting, and as you can see, this is slightly not as dry because the garlic, we are adding the garlic, which is a little wettish. When it gets ground, it leaves its oil and the wetness of the garlic. So you can see it is not as dry. So now I'll be tasting the garlic chutney powder. Yeah, it's perfect. So I made 4 types of chutney powders today. One is the curry leaves chutney powder. One is the Molgapodi, that is the idli podi. One is the plain fried gram, little orphaned type of chutney powder. And then one is the garlic chutney powder. You saw it is so easy to prepare. You just have to keep all the ingredients ready. That is the copra, the red chilies, curry leaves. Keep everything ready. Even in little quantities you can make. And keep it in small boxes. If you are single, you can make little and keep. Make fresh every 50 days or a month. And except all the chutney powders can be kept for at least 1.5 to 2 months because they are roasted. Garlic chutney powder, because the garlic is raw, I suggest that you can use it within a month. If you are keeping it in the fridge, all the chutney powders and taking in small quantities outside, you can still extend it to 3 months also. But I frankly feel about 1.5 to 2 months is the right time. Why keep it in the fridge and eat? You can make whenever you want. It's no big work or anything. You can, it doesn't cost much also. The copra and all, if you roast and keep it in the freezer, as and when you want, you can just remove it and use it. So I'll be showing you next very lovely chutney powders, healthy chutney powders also, maybe in the next video or after 2-3 videos. So please watch for my videos and like, share and subscribe. It's just to motivate me. I'll say a few words as to how you can eat the chutney powders. In my house, we eat it like that. Hot rice. You are now in no mood to prepare any food that day, like sambar, puriyal or upkari, palya or sabji, anything. Then you make hot rice, have any one of these chutney powders, add ghee or add coconut oil or normal oil and just gulp it down. It is superb. You will enjoy it. Second, you can have it with, you know about idli, dosa and all that. You can have it with anything. Third, mix any chutney powder with butter. Use it like a spread on the bread and you can eat it. So you are in no mood to prepare a sandwich or something. Just have chutney powder, butter, spread sandwich. And you can roll the chutney powder, spread the chutney powder on the chapati. Add ghee or butter, whatever you like. Just roll it. You don't have time for anything else. You just eat it. So you see, this chutney powder is so versatile. Just with curd rice also. You don't need any pickle also. With curd rice also you can eat. Also, what you can do is like a raita also. You can add curds with the chutney powder, add little cucumber and mix it, and you can just have it with the pulao or something, and you can make it like that and you can eat, because I've seen all these things in my childhood in different households. So in my household I follow all this. So it is so versatile. So don't feel bad that, oh, I have to go home and cook. I have not cooked anything today. Oh, there's no vegetables. Don't worry. If the chutney powder is there, your day is done. You can aram say, and 4 types on 4 days you can finish. So in a week, 3 days have vegetable and this one, and the other 4 days have chutney powder. Okay.